Sometimes I write things I never planned to share. This is one of those things. What you're about to hear is a letter that I wrote during one of those times that I write things that I don't want to share, but I could share it. Life has a way of stripping you bare when you least expect it. You're sitting alone in your apartment after a long day and something hits you. The absence of someone who was supposed to be there. For me, that someone is my daddy, my father. I'm going to read this to you because I believe that if I need to think about it, I need to write it, I need to know it in my head. If the universe sends it to my mind, that means someone needs to hear it. And maybe that person is you. Maybe it's for the version of me who needed permission to say these things out loud. Dear Daddy, life does not wait for the grieving. It does not pause or hold back because you are learning to breathe without someone, which is you. Life moves, and so I move. I move, Daddy, with your absence tucked beneath my rib cage, like a stone I have learned to carry so well that strangers sometimes call it strength. They say, Chidinma, you're so strong. And I just smile. I do not tell them that strength is sometimes just grief with a schedule. I remember asking God if fathers were supposed to feel like home because I had seen it in other houses. A certain stillness, a gravity, a voice in the balcony that says, you're safe here, my darling. Our house was quieter, Dad. And I spent years hating you for passing. Forgive me for that. I know it was never your intention. I had that feeling or burden because I was a child. But children do not know which burdens belong to them. They simply pick everything up. Life taught me hustle before it taught me grace. I learned the bus route before I learned to rest. I learned to negotiate prices in a language of urgency before I learned that I was allowed to be soft. There were mornings, Daddy, when I stood at the edge of something big, like when I got in for NYSC, a new job when I graduated, a conversation that needed to happen out of excitement, and I reached instinctively for a hand that wasn't there. In that reaching, I learned to hold my own hand. Is that something to be proud of? I think it might be both a wound and a wing living in the same body. I have found you sometimes in strange places. Psalms 91, where God calls himself a shelter, a fortress, a father to the fatherless. And I believed him. I had no choice but to believe him because the alternative was to stand in the middle of life with nothing to hold on to. And life, that is not a place you survive with nothing. You know that already. I want you to know that I survived. I survived the strife, the deceit, the wolves, the lies, the tears, the silence in between. I survived it. I am surviving it. It's not perfect, not without tears in inconvenient places like in the church or in the middle of a sentence. I wasn't expecting to feel like when I see other people's dad and their daughters. I survived. But surviving nonetheless, I have also learned this. Resilience is not the absence of pain. It is pain that decided to keep going. It is a girl who grew up too fast, choosing every morning to grow with intention. I forgive you, Dad. I truly, truly forgive you. Not because forgiveness is easy. It's hard. Not because I have stopped feeling the shape of what is missing, which is you, but because I refuse to build my life around the architecture of an absence. I'm building something new with the life you showed me. I'm building my own now. And one day, I believe this with everything I am. I will stand on what I built and recognize the grace that was with me in every hollow moment you couldn't feel. Life does not wait for the grieving, but God does. And I am learning slowly, beautifully, patiently, painfully, how to let him with love, with grief, with happiness, with your kindness, with your honor and your virtue, with grace, your first daughter. If you made it to the end of that, thank you genuinely. This kind of vulnerability doesn't come easy, but I have learned that the things we keep silent are often the very things someone else is waiting for permission to feel. If you grew up without your father or you're navigating that absence in adulthood, I see you. You're not behind, you're not broken, you are building, and that building is beautiful. Leave a comment if this found you. I want to know. Share this with someone who needs it. Subscribe if you want to keep showing up for these conversations. I love you. See you in the next one. Bye.